So, okay, we're at week 4 of our Confident Speaker Training Program. And today, I don't have templates for you today. We are going to put them into practical use again after we do the recording or in weeks 5 and 6, that are the last 2 weeks of our program and our time together. But I did want to go into the tech geek side of things because just like all actors and all entrepreneurs and everybody who you have to know what equipment that you're going to need and a little bit of tech stuff. So either you'll have some sort of tech team, and luckily we have in the house, Holly is a great tech person that can support people in so many ways with their technology and their platforms. But you're going to want to make sure that you have some equipment in your own studio to have yourself looking or sounding really professional, depending on what platform you're on. Okay. This is not a list of things that I am suggesting you go out and buy. These are just the upgrades that you can have depending. I did not buy all of my studio equipment, and I'm sure Holly didn't get all of her technical equipment all in one day. These are acquired things, and now I'm paying more attention these days to sound, just because I'm doing a lot more sound mixing. So I've upgraded the microphone and stuff, and I'm going to give you a couple different options about mic and sound stuff today. So I'll just dive right in. Okie dokie, my friend. So we're going to start out with our visual. And I will say, before we get rolling on this too deep, and I'm just going to go through all these products here, I will say that I've created a list on. I have got this list for anybody who's watching. It'll be in the notes below the recording, and also I have a comprehensive list, so don't worry about any of these links or anything. I'm going to be giving them to you. You can have them via PDF or through these slides. Don't worry about that. So let's talk about camera. Of course, during COVID, everybody found out that they can broadcast, like they can get out to the world. So everybody is now sort of live. You're doing all kinds of things, but probably without spending any money or anything, you probably have a pretty good phone in your camera, especially the iPhone. Apple, of course, spends a ton of money. I don't even have the most up-to-date iPhone, but remember that the most powerful camera, I don't know if this is true of the new ones because they probably have multiple cameras. Mine just has one, but the most powerful camera is not the selfie camera that you look into when you're looking into the screen. The most powerful camera and where you want to be talking is actually the back of your phone, right? So most of the time you can be doing selfie stuff. That's okay and everything. But if you want to look more professional and you want to make a sort of easy upgrade, is start talking into the back of your phone, because the back of your phone here is generally speaking the most powerful and the most sophisticated camera. And then we're going to talk about, I have a great webcam that I like. And one of the reasons that I like it, and I don't know if you can see my picture in the little box, or actually I'll stop my screen share real quick, but I'll show you what I mean. Here is the thing that sells me on having an outside camera and not my internal camera. And I actually can show you on Zoom. Yeah, let's start there. Here's my regular camera this is my regular computer camera. Okay, so I don't know, if you can pin my video so you can see it. I think that it looks, the color doesn't look as good. The light isn't as good. It's not as attractive. Pallor. It's a little bit grainy, etc., etc. I'm not even putting myself pinned, so I'm not even looking really close up. I have a huge computer monitor, by the way. But then when I change my camera, and I've got the Logitech Brio, This is the wide screen. This is a 90-degree angle. Okay, and what I like, this is standard, or I can switch it over. That's, yeah, I've got it on 90 widescreen, or I can have it on 76, or I can have it on 65. Okay, and that's widescreen. I also do have standard screen. Okay, this is not widescreen. I'm just doing this so that you can this feature alone for me was worth it, because when I started doing and when I got a lot of recognition, actually most of the time when I did my podcast, and when I first like really burst out and my show started getting a little bit of recognition, and when I entered some award things, I was broadcasting not from my office in here, because I used to have a rule that there was no electronics allowed near my healing space, and that has had to change. Because I was broadcasting from my bedroom. So I had a green screen behind me, and I had all of my equipment right. I mean, you can't see it. You can't see it. I'll start holding stuff up. It looks really calm and peaceful behind me, but in front of me, it's like kind of a shitstorm, if you'll pardon the expression. And there's a lot of tech stuff, because I got a lot of tech stuff I wanted to pull out, because I'm telling you what equipment I have when I'm doing different things, what I need to do different things, and I'll give you my hacks of how you can spend the least amount of money and get the same effects. But anyway, it was worth it for me to upgrade to this camera, because I had those. And then and on any of those settings, I can also go close up, and it gives me micro, so I can go, because once in a while I'm like, I want my trophy in the shot, right? No matter what, I want that behind me, no matter what's going on. And I've got a grounding stone up over here in my floor. So I spent a lot of time in my configuration of not only my healing space, just because that's the kind of person I am, but thinking of the shot and how it's appearing to my audience, especially when I'm broadcasting or if I'm doing a show. I used to never have I have to break a lot of rules and at different times because of what's necessary, but I used to I would never have my massage table in the back there, because I used to want to be a speaker, not a healer. But then COVID hit, and now I want to be a healer, not a speaker. So it's kind of interesting, so depending on what you're peddling yourself of, think of your set, your movie set, right? You don't want to be eating on camera ever. You don't want to be, I really hate it when people pop into seminars or whatever, if it's a networking thing and they're like driving or doing something else. To me, that doesn't look professional. It doesn't look to me like they're professional. It's just like they're on the fly. And it's all perception, right? Like your speaker sheet or whatever. It's all the image that you want to put forward. Right. I try not to have my little varmints going crazy when I'm doing stuff, but you got to pick your battles, right? Anyway, so that's just, all the sound matters, all of the visual matters. I started listening to our podcast, and it wasn't that great. I noticed the sound quality. I was like, wow, it really doesn't sound that good. And I was proofing the videos, right? But I wasn't listening to it without the videos there. So I'm just saying, break it down depending on where you're using your media, and make sure to check in every once in a while and make sure it's the quality you want, because I think I recorded like half a dozen episodes, and the gain on my mic was turned up to some freaking crazy like 89 or something. And Dr. Beth was actually teasing me and saying, well, you must really have something to say. So yeah, there's a lot of, must really have something to say. So, and then I started wearing headphones, because I needed to be more specific, because I was noticing the quality of of what I was putting out wasn't up to my standards, right? So you have to think, how are you using your media content? content. Holly's a filmmaker, so she gets that, and her, and Anna, you're doing tons and tons of lives, so just make sure that you're doing things and do it in a way where you can re-edit that stuff, that juicy stuff. I mean, I know it's great. Facebook Live is great because it's in the moment, but think about how you can repurpose those things and put things in format so that you can always reuse your media. Blah, blah, blah. I really am a tech geek, aren't I? Oh, I remember. I'm like, why am I off my presentation? Oh, because I was showing you all the gadgets on the camera because we're talking about the camera. Let me go back to my screen share so I can do this. I really do like the techie stuff. Oops, nobody wants to see that. Especially, isn't that right? Everybody, show your desktop. Let's see how many tabs you have open. All right, so your camera on your iPhone is great if you don't want to do anything. I myself have got the Logitech Brio, okay? And I gave everybody, I can change my screen share, stop share right here. All of these links so you don't have to do the, you do not have to go trolling around to find them. I don't care whether you buy them from Amazon or whatever. I just did this for convenience. They are affiliate links because I have an Amazon account, but really, honestly, I don't know that I really make any money. It's like negative 2.6 cents per per click or whatever. So it's really just for convenience. But this is the one that I use. Holly might have a different one, or other tech people might have a different one. I just know this one. I prefer this one. And I just really like the quality, and it does let me, I like being able to control my camera while I'm looking at myself. So it does have advanced settings where I can turn off the autofocus, because I notice that because I have a microphone sometimes my mic is up here, or depending on what mic I'm using, different times I'm using different setup. The autofocus sometimes fixates on your microphone because it is the closest to the camera in the foreground there. So a trick is that I like do my my white screen, like do my white balance or whatever, let it go back over again. I can't show you my, I don't think I can do a screen share and show you how my controls look, but it's just a little, a box right next to my Zoom box where I can sort of jiggle things around, which is why I really like the Logitech. And then they have an upgrade. Oops, is my screen share still on? They have an upgrade of that, which is practically the same thing. I'm not even sure. I think it might be a sharper image camera or something called the C90, the C920. Excuse me, I've lost control of the English language. So they're so similar. I think this one might be a little bit more expensive. I like to keep costs down. Once again, you don't need to do these, but this is sort of the best one. And the research that I've done for YouTubers and stuff, they like this one because of the controls and everything. And it's just the last step before you go into like digital camera and actually doing filming or something. So it's like the highest end that you can get without getting a videographer's style camera and external stuff. Real easy. I say everybody, like a ring light, those got super popular on Facebook and everything. The reason that I'm spelling this out is not to insult anyone's intelligence, but you want an 18-inch ring light. I had a speaker and she kept going, "Oh, Ariel, I want all of your studio stuff." And she bought this stupid ring light that was like 3 inches or something. Like, what are you going to light with that? Like, I don't, the purpose of the ring light for anybody who has not studied any lighting or anything like that is to light around, right? So you don't need multiple lights or whatever. It kind of gives with not too much light on the face, because I'm like a Christmas ornament when the lights get on, and I get really shiny. Makeup artists always really hated me. They always had to swab me and everything because I am just very naturally shiny. I don't have oily skin or anything. I'm just shiny. Anyway, so I like the 18-inch, which might be excessive. I just like it, but I want to show you the one that I do use, simply because it's got a couple features that I like, and I'll show you why. And whether you get this one, like I said, it doesn't really matter to me which one you get, but I want to tell you why I like the ones that I like. Watching my time. Okay, I like this one because I put my tablet on this. I bought an iPad that it's big enough to put my whole tablet, and it has the hardware in order to attach it. It's also got a little button so I can start the live, and it can be somewhere else, and I don't have to be messing with things that gets in my frame or whatever. It's got a little button so that I can, and it's got all kinds of little attachments, and even you can look super cool and stick it in a bag and carry it places and look like very official and go on location and things like this. But I found it really not that expensive, $76. I mean, I'm going to use it over and over again, and I use this as a lighting fixture in my office. I should have actually it's right next to me. It's actually in the closet, but there's not a door, there's a curtain, so it's right here. And sometimes when I need extra light, I just pull it out, so it's actually in the room with me. I use it as an extra light source. I like it because it goes warm and cool, because I tend to like the warmer light, and you have control over whether it dims. That's the reason I spent a little bit more, because I can control the coolness of the light, and it has a dimmer, so sometimes it's not that bright, so it has enough controls for me. I'm just telling you so that you know what kind of features you might want to consider. And it's got this stuff here is the hardware to connect either your tablet or your phone. So they're designed for makeup artists, right, to be doing their vanity narcissism on excuse me, was that out loud? Their vanity narcissism on Instagram or whatever. They like the picture the lady does to do the makeup and everything, beautifully lit for beauty makeup. Anyway, so that's why I like those features, because it gives me the most bang for my buck. And I'm sure Holly has much more beautiful, sophisticated lighting equipment, but this is just on our budget here. The other very cool little gadget that I like is called the Loom Cube. Now, you've probably seen this, and this would be something that, I might recommend. This would be something that you might want to have in your back pocket, because there's a couple good applications for it. Come on, screen share. This is the Loom Cube, whoever invented it. It's just a regular lighting unit. I've got mine on right now. It charges up from my computer. I can put it on my laptop. I can bring it different places. It has got a little sucker fish on the back, and it goes to the back of just about anything on your computer. I like it because it dims, right? And I have that control of light and dark. Here, let me turn it off. You can see what oops, come on. So that's me without the light on, right? I should have taken a picture from the other. Yeah, so it just lights up my face right there. I don't have the ring light on when I have the computer on. If I did have the ring light, optimally, of course, I would want to put it like behind the computer. Sorry, Ziggy says hi, everybody. Okay, so some kind of lighting, either or both. The ring light is super great. I find it really great on the tripod and everything. But if you're going to be on the go, that little loom light can go on your on any of your devices, et cetera, et cetera. The next thing I want to talk about is microphones. I'm going to show you 3 different kinds of microphones. Okay, let me show you the first. And you'll understand why I'm showing 3 in just a second. Oops, I lost my window. My apologies. Okay, the first, now I love this. This is great, but I will tell you this is the microphone. Mine's a different color. I got a gold one. Isn't that cute? So, I love that. Yeah, I've got all these gold things, and it matches all my bowls. I don't know. I'm a very visual person. I need that kind of thing. Anyway, so besides whether you get a cute one or not, let me tell you why I like this one. What I don't like is There's not an external source. I have to open up a program on my desktop in order to control the gain. Okay, so you just plug it in and everybody goes, it's so great. You just plug it in and it works. It's true. It has a USB. You don't need any switchboard or anything or any external audio. You don't need any external power for this one. You just plug it right into, it works really great. But it has this thing you have to look at the interface to use it on your computer. There's no external thing. It's pretty plug and play, and then you need to open an external program that you open up, and then you'll have to adjust it from there. So it's not as easy as people try to say it is. You really do actually have to go adjust it and anything, so you're not screaming at people with your gain turned up to 89 like I was. It's fun because it's cute, it's little, it's fat. This stand is pointless, I must tell you. I don't like the stand. I actually got an arm and you have to get a special connector for this one, the Yeti Blue, and their shock protector. Because it's very fat, so it doesn't fit in a regular microphone stand. But the quality is really great. You can have it on cardioid or omni, which means it's the ambient room noise, or right up close if you're doing podcasting or things like that. So I think it's good, and it's not too pricey. $100 is pretty good for microphones, right? I've got such a big, huge drawer of microphones. I never thought I would have so much equipment. But when I started doing the podcasting, I needed a different type of microphone to get the kind of sound that I needed. So I have the Yeti. I love it. I use it when I'm doing like voice lessons. I just stick it on top of my piano and plug it into my laptop. It works great, but it's not the mic that I'm using today. The mic that I'm using today, let's see, do I have that open already? My computer's going to blow up literally because I have so many windows open. This is fun. Thank you for your patience. Here we go. Oh, still it's giving me the wrong. Oh, here it is down here. I see what it's doing. Okay. So now we'll talk about, and I think both of you ladies have a background in performing, and you probably know what all these things are, but let me explain them, because some people might go, a microphone is a microphone is a microphone. And if you're that kind of person, this will probably be the Blue Yeti Nano is a great microphone starter for you. And if you don't want to even get a microphone, you can use, old-fashioned headset from your iPhone. This is okay. It's better than nothing, but you want you want to use a microphone rather than just talking into the screen, because when you start listening, it really does make a difference. And people tend to talk louder, like they kind of project or scream, whereas when they not scream, I'm overcompensating there, but they will tend to project more. One thing that you can do if you're doing a lot of lives or whatever is you can just get a Lav Mic that you clip on. And I saw some really cute ones on Facebook. I should have grabbed the links to those, but let me just show you. The Lav Mic are the little bulbies. Oops, stop the share. Too many share things going on. The Lav mics are these little clippies. It goes on it's also known as a lapel mic, so they go up here. They've got these really cool windscreen ones that I saw on Facebook that look really great, that are Bluetooth ones. Those look really nice if they work. But having that kind of mic, because what happens, you want the microphone to be on you if you're going to step away from the camera to get a different shot or whatever, and you don't want to get all the ambient noise. So having even a corded one, I've got a couple of these little lav ones, and I have a splitter, so it plugs into my iPhone, and then I have a splitter so I can put two of them so that I can do podcast interviews on the fly. And when I go to conferences and stuff, I've done something like that, and that's a very super inexpensive way to still get good quality, right? These lav mics, I think, are just, yeah, this one is $35. It's a little bit better than the microphone in my phone, right? So it gets good quality. This is a corded one. At the time, I liked the corded option for some reason. You can also get the next thing that I have on the here is just a wireless version of the same one. The only reason I don't opt for wireless a lot of times is because you have more technology is your friend until there's a problem, right? So something could go off, or you could turn off, and everybody knows you've been on Zoom or something, and something accidentally hits the mute button, or you're on mute or whatever. So I just like to have corded things so I have more control and good quality. Okay, let's see. What else did I want to go over today? I think that's it for sound. So we talked about the Blue Yeti Nano. That's easy because it's plug and play with that USB. It just goes right into your computer. But you do need to have that interface in order to control the sound and the quality of the sound. Another option, if you're using your phone, is a lavalier mic. I like the corded option. You can also get a wireless option. And in the presentation thing, I will put links to both, and get whatever brand you like. These are just the ones that when I looked around, they looked like the best economic, best bang for your buck for the most quality. Okay, the next thing that I want to go check out, let me click the link first, and then I'll do the screen share. Now I've got a system. The mic I am using now is a wide screen, or a wide diaphragm studio condenser mic. And it's because I'm doing a lot of vocals and working on the podcast a lot now. So I want that real up close sound. And that control. It has an outside box that I use as my interface, and I can just plug it into my computer. So instead of plugging the microphone right into the computer, I have to plug it into this box first as an interface. And if you're doing podcasts, they have cute little fancy boxes that have, you can have things with all kinds of sound effects and everything that you can do that are external, so that you have them sitting there on your desk, and you just can control little segments and little places and everything. This isn't that fancy. It's just a plug-in for the microphones, etc. This to me is the standard that I found most people using or starting out at. And it's still an investment if you want to go there. But if you want an upgrade from the Yeti Blue, there was a reason I wanted the wide diaphragm mic, because the Yeti wasn't cutting it for sound. So I've just been doing it long enough that I have some preferences like that, or for different purposes I need different things. And this is the mic that I sing in. And I actually have a different microphone that I use when I test people's voices. So I start to get picky after I thought, oh, no more equipment, and then here's a huge list of equipment. I have some more studio toys that I want to share with you, though. Let me stop that share and show you this. I'll show it to you first, and then, of course, I have a link, and you can go look at the features of it and everything. But this is called a Hovercam. I'm going to show you what it is, why it's great and everything, and then I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing with just your iPhone, right? Or just something like that. But this was invented, if you've ever seen you know, the overhead projector of the teachers in the old days. This is basically an overhead projector. So it comes with a little green screen that you can do images of things. And I got this and started using this because I read cards. So I use this when I'm reading cards. It just shows everything that's on the table. Or when I'm doing meditation, sometimes I might zoom in and have like a candle burning or make a little set. You can do the same thing with having some sort of tripod or something and putting your iPhone so that the camera is facing down. That was one of the things that I really liked about that ring light, because when you put the camera in it, you can also put it down, and then you could even be playing the piano and putting the camera on your fingers, that kind of thing, and having it well lit. This also has a lighting feature inside. This just hooks up to your computer. It just is a USB, and this is called a Hovercam. I love it. It's so great. This has been a great tool. Now, I will tell you that the Hovercam, I would get something cheaper than a Hovercam, because right now these are costing like $300. When I don't think it cost that much when I got it. I think it was about 179 when I got it, maybe 10 years ago. But now they have cheaper ones that probably do exactly the same thing. Once again, I'll give you the link. Please don't vomit when you see it's like $300 or whatever. And know that you can use an iPhone or something and have it lit, but it is something, a different perspective, and having something it's a different way of presenting. And it was revolutionary for me when I was doing readings, because that is how I started doing readings online. After doing readings on my psychic phone line for years and years and years, I was really excited to be able to translate it to visual so people could see the energetic patterns that we were looking at and the cards. Yeah, having the visual there for the client as well so that they could see what was going on was real important to me. So that was really great for me. I also am putting in our notes when I give these to you about a green screen. I've got a great green screen, and I told you before, it's like I needed that green screen because Zoom's filters or backgrounds were not looking as good. And sometimes, let's face it, you guys, I don't like Zoom background sometimes because it really looks like you have something to hide, right? It's like, what's going on there? Are they or they're distracting? So I'm giving you guys a link for a great green screen that we have. I got a really big one because of the space that I was in. I needed to cover up some stuff. Anna, you have a beautiful window behind you there. That's wonderful. Half the people try to put trees behind them with their Zoom backgrounds. You have nothing to hide unless a deer photobombs you or something there. And that would be very exciting for people anyway. But depending, right? But depending on what you want to do, sometime you may want to put a Zoom background or experiment with green screen, because then and green screen, to me, green screen is necessary, I think, if you're doing StreamYard or some of the other things. Zoom now, the Zoom filters have gotten a lot better. So, and there's some effects, like I noticed the blur effect in Zoom is kind of cool and looks very professional. You want to make sure, if you're doing a Zoom background or you're doing a green screen, you light the yourself and you light the green screen separately so that there is contrast there, and then you can have your background. If your green screens can be a little tricky, you want it to be evenly lit so that you get a good thing. I found when I'm streaming in StreamYard that you need a green screen though. And we will be doing some live things in StreamYard. I know everybody is used to using Zoom, but there are some interesting features in StreamYard that I really like. But the one thing that I don't like about StreamYard, maybe they've changed, is their background doesn't you need a green screen because they don't have that worked out on their platforms yet. And then let's see if is there anything else that I need to check in my time and making sure I'm I'm probably boring you guys to death, but we needed to do it one day out of all this time. More accessories. I just want you to think about these things, and I'm not going to do a screen share. I'll just read off this list to you, just thinking about other things that you might need. I put organizing bin because you get a lot of crap. There's, you got a selfie stick or headphones, cable chargers, connectors. Hey, save yourself a headache, get yourself a really nice label maker, and make sure that on the ends of all of your cables, you label what it is for. If you want to be up on your tech and be organized, make sure you have a couple extra tripods around, etc., etc. Now, with all of this said, depending on what platform you're really focusing on, and you don't have to do them all. Let me underline, you don't have to do them all. Figure out what is the best for your lifestyle. How are you presenting? How are you showing up? How are you connecting with your audience? How are you repurposing your digital products? How are you packaging things to offer them? Okay, so using that collateral once you get it. Okay, I'm sure that if I haven't overwhelmed you two, and you might be my techiest ladies, if I haven't overwhelmed the two of you that are on, I'm sure that the people watching the recording have needed to take a rest, because I know this is a lot of tech. So let me stop the recording here and give everybody a rest from so much tech.